The daughter of Sophie, Countess of Wessex, and Prince Edward can boast royal heritage as the youngest granddaughter, and, according to reports, the favorite of the Queen. However, today she will find herself in the same position as most of her peers as she awaits for A-level results to be unveiled. Lady Louise studied at St. Mary's School, Ascot, a Roman Catholic independent day and boarding school. She is known to have chosen as subjects for her exams English, history, politics, and drama. As for her schoolmates and students up and down the country, today's results could be pivotal for Louise's future, helping her decide what to do next in life. It isn't known whether the Queen's granddaughter desires to carry on with her studies at university. 2 years ago, her mother Sophie briefly spoke about Louise's future, admitting she would like her daughter to carry on as a student for the next few years. She told The Times she is working hard and will do A-levels. I hope she goes to university. I wouldn't force her, but if she wants to. Sophie briefly mentioned her second child, James Viscount Severn, adding, she's quite clever, so I think probably, whereas James I don't know. Louise can surely find inspiration in the choices taken by her elder cousins, who have taken different paths after finishing high school. Prince William took a gap year after graduating from Eton College in 2000. Prior to enrolling at St. Andrews University, he traveled to Belize first and Chile later, where he taught English and built new walkways with the charity Raleigh International. Prince Harry also took a gap year after leaving Eton College in 2003, during which he worked on a ranch in Australia, visited an orphanage for children with AIDS in Lesotho, a trip that sparked the idea to co-found Scentbale, and worked in South Africa. Unlike his brother, he decided against attending university, but rather, he joined the armed forces and served for a decade. Princess Beatrice reportedly undertook an unpaid internship at Selfridges in London and traveled across the world between the end of her studies at high school and the beginning of her course at Goldsmiths University. Zara Tyndall also went on a gap year after graduating from Gordonstoun School in Moray, Scotland, also attended by, among others, Prince Philip. During her gap year, Princess Anne's daughter met then rugby player Mike Tyndall. Recalling their fateful meeting, Mike told the Daily Mail in 2011, she was on her gap year and in Australia with friends. Clive Woodward, the coach, had just told me I was dropped for the semi-final. So I went out for a beer with two others who weren't playing, Martin Corey and Austin Healy. Zara was in the same bar. We got introduced but didn't speak that much. Later on, Austin gave me her number and said, she wants you to text her, to say where you're all going out after the final so she can come along. Lady Louise faces not only a decision regarding going to university, but also linked to her royal status. Despite her and her brother being eligible for a full royal title as the grandchildren of the sovereign, Edward and Sophie decided against styling them as princess and prince while giving them the freedom to choose for themselves after reaching the adult age. In her interview 2 years ago, Sophie said, we try to bring them up with the understanding they are very likely to have to work for a living. Hence, we made the decision not to use HRH titles. They have them and can decide to use them from 18, but I think it's highly unlikely.